we're going to start off with something fun and something cool. We're going to be watching the Bad Bunny Super Bowl halftime show. Okay? I watched it last night after the stream and looked through the different notes that he had, like the different things that he was pointing to, talking about. We'll obviously talk about the Republican reaction to the Bad Bunny Super Bowl halftime show. It's, I think, the most watched Super Bowl halftime show. It was a spectacular experience overall, as opposed to the idiotic experience that I put ourselves through for no fucking real reason, which was the Turning Point USA halftime show, which was ass. But I think there is utility in watching the Turning Point USA halftime show as well, because we want to understand what America B is tuning into, except even America B seemingly had not tuned into the Super Bowl halftime show put together by Erica Kirk. They were all mauling at their televisions, watching Bad Bunny, and the Latinx dancers shake their asses. I will say that the fact that it was a fully Spanish broadcast actually allowed Bad Bunny to go and make as many political statements as he wanted to. I think he could have gone harder, but I'm not going to get into that. I know everybody will fucking yell at me. I wish he would like go extra hard on the Cuban stuff. He did go pretty hard on Puerto Rican independence in general. Please don't say Latinx. We hate it, bro. Yeah, that's the joke, chatter. Do you ever hear me say Latinx, like under different circumstances? Oh, yeah. Turning Point USA's bass boosted, totally fucking botted YouTube video is sitting at 20 million views. Benito Antonio Martinez Ocasio. I do love that that's his like real name, right? And people saw him wearing a fucking people saw him wearing a jersey with Ocasio in the back, and they literally were like, "Oh my God, he's fucking promoting AOC." Like Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez is the only person with a fucking name Ocasio. Hold on, I have to play it. I have to play it. I have to play it. Someone send me the link. Someone send me the link. Come on. Dude, Bad Bunny ran for more yards during his performance than the Patriots did in the first half. Oh my God, devastating. Oh, here. Let's just play it real quick.
Hey, so my auntie asked me why I got so many girlfriends. Hey, a lot of girlfriends. Today I got one and tomorrow I got another one.
Here.
But I never marry. Yo, my auntie asked me why I got so many girlfriends. Hey, a lot of girlfriends. Today I got one and tomorrow I got another one. Man, I think I want to take them all to the VIP, Hey, well, they can be my auntie, and we're going to take a selfie and say cheese. They smile if they already been with me in the VIP, Hey, well, they can be my auntie, and we're going to take a selfie and say cheese. They can smile the ones that forget about me. Man, I like the Gabrielas, and the Patricias, and the Nicoles, and the Sophias. My girl in kindergarten name was Maria, and my first love, her name was Talia. Yeah, they Colombian that text me every day. A Mexican girl that I don't even know, one from San Antonio still in love with me.
It's literally perfectly synced.
I got a Dominican girl, body insane. Ooh, body insane. And one that flew from Barcelona on a plane. And she's always bragging on my thing. Man, I let them play with my heart a lot. I want to move them in a mansion top from spot. And when I wipe them up, I'm going to send you an invite, bro. Just quit with all that now. Hey, when my auntie asked me why I got so many girlfriends. Hey, a lot of girlfriends. Today I'll have one and tomorrow I got another one. But I never marry. Yo, my auntie asked me why I got so many girlfriends. Hey, a lot of girlfriends. Today I'll have one and tomorrow I'll have another one. The breakdown, here we go. And my auntie asked me, and my auntie asked me.
Do we have this? Do we have this in English too? You're going to lose your weeb status for watching a dub on stream? Song changed at this point. So when the song change comes, do we have a... Y'all are doing this to reinforce sub versus dub supremacy? Wait, you do have the...
She's coming over here and she never comes alone.
Oh, fuck.
She never comes alone.
Fuck! God damn it. I'm just gonna try to fix it. It broke. So I had to turn off the desktop audio so it doesn't break your... You can set the subtitles to auto-translate in the YouTube video settings. Okay, hold on. I fixed it. Or I didn't fix it, but like subtitles, auto-translate. Why do I have to auto-translate the subtitles, man? What the heliante? I thought this was United States, not Unidos Estados. Okay? I thought this was not Unidos Estados. What the hell? Speak American, goddammit. Speak American, goddammit. It was funny. He was singing about the national transportation. What? I mean, let's be real. He was actually singing about he was unironically singing about the blackouts. Like, that's not a joke. Like, he straight up was singing about the blackouts. The problem is, like, this is going to break the Google subtitles anyway. And part of that is from, and look, I'm not a Spanish speaker. You guys know this already, even though I'm a Flexican, so I might have actually confused some of y'all. But from what I understand, Benito's accent is, like, difficult to discern by other Spanish speakers as well to a certain degree. Like, he has a twang, Benito bowl. He said, if your boyfriend doesn't eat ass, isn't that the one? Isn't that the line? My coworker said he sounds like a hillbilly. Yeah, I know those are people in the bushes. So here, I want to identify some of the stuff, right? I'm going to identify some of the stuff. So he's wearing like a football jersey type situation. He's just trying to be like me again. I will say that. Like, I will once again say Benito's trying to be like your boy, trying to have the fucking little head, big shoulder situation going on. You ain't slick, okay? You ain't slick, Benito. You know, hit my line. Let's fucking swim to Cuba together. Okay, let's go. Let's purchase a bunch of petroleum barrels and let's just fucking bring that shit to Cuba together. Break the blockade, you know? Let's do it together. Flexicans and Boricua rise up, okay? Like, that's copyright infringement. I'll let him have it. He had the shoulder pad tech. He was trying to be like me a little bit, okay? Many of you won't understand this. Some people were saying that the 64 was a reference potentially to the first false numbers after Hurricane Maria of like how many Puerto Ricans had died in Hurricane Maria, because the government said that it was 64, but it was actually in the thousands, right? 64 was the date of birth for his uncle. Is that what it is? 64 is for his grandpa. It was his football number. Jesus Christ's chat is showing his ass right now, saying he's not speaking Spanish, but Puerto Rican is so wildly racist. What's wrong with you guys? No. He has an accent, no? Like, he has like a Puerto Rican dialect, Puerto Rican accent when he sings. I mean, it's a beautiful thing. It's not like a fucking bad thing. Like, the fuck? And nobody is saying it's a bad thing. It's a cool thing. PR Spanish is different than Mexican Spanish for sure. Lots of slang. Yeah. Benito is a poet. My dong is running away and I need you to hide it. Chatter's gonna flip when they learn about regional dialects. Yeah. I am Puerto Rican. Yes. It's an accent from the country. This is how my mom's side speaks. Yeah. Like, think about how much time and effort goes in to making a live production like this work. It's shot beautifully. Okay. There's incredible dolly work, especially in the end too. But like, it is fucking nuts. I want to give a huge shout out to the IATSE folks, the union folks that fucking poured their blood, sweat, and tears into making this production work in real time. Shouts out to the dudes who are in the trees. Every part of this is incredible work. Yet another testament, by the way. I'm gonna do a quick glaze to like American diversity, because America is once again fucking carried. Puerto Rico is a territory. We have dominated them for years and years. We have destroyed Puerto Rico. We have abused Puerto Rico. We have taken advantage and exploited Puerto Rico. Without Puerto Ricans, this doesn't exist. Once again, if you want to see the difference of like what white culture looks like, this is what the fuck was going on in America B. Like, it's not even think about the difference in production quality. Think about the difference in respect to arts, having a fucking history that you can tap into. I mean, all of this shit. That's why I get so fucking mad, on top of everything else, on top of my background, on top of like my principled stance, my principled internationalist stance, my principled socialist stance. It's additionally fucked up and self-defeating to try to eradicate the one aspect of American culture that is so redeemable. Diversity diversity is unironically our fucking strength. And that is so offensive to these stupid white supremacists who, once again, don't even realize how much they actually eat off of the cultural output of all of these other cultures that have merged into American culture. Hassan, you're a disgraceful piece of shit. Hell yeah, brother. This is what I mean. People that get incredibly bent out of fucking shape when they see some of America's best. That's it. There is two different Americas, okay? There's the America that most normal people live in, you know? They go, they eat Mexican food, you know, they work alongside, second generation, first generation, third generation, seventh generation, people that have become Americans, people that have brought pieces of their culture, pieces of their experience to the United States of America and have made it whole, made it better overall. And then there's the people that just like don't see that, don't recognize that, and think that's actually a negative thing, think that's actually a burden. Just tasteless, cultureless dipshits who just look at something like this and they mauled and they're like, meh, why is he speaking Espanol? I need you all to understand, no matter how much those guys chirp, this is what America is about. No matter how much those guys chirp, they're chirping to no one. They're chirping to a tiny fucking sliver of society. It's not real. None of it fucking matters. Brother, I'm sorry that other Hispanics don't understand how incredible, impactful every little bit of the show was. I had a hard time keeping from crying. To hear the show almost entirely in Spanish was something I never thought I would experience. No, I get it. That's why I'm like piecing it up as to the best of my ability right now to like explain the important cultural undertones, like starting from a sugar plantation, walking through the contributions that Latinos have given to the United States of America all around the country, from New York to Los Angeles, and certainly Puerto Rico as well. Like even down to the light blue, because the Puerto Rican flag with the light blue is the independence flag that, from what I understand, was illegal, right? So this hue of blue, even that level of detail, which you'll see later on when they're waving the Puerto Rican flag as well, like every single aspect of this show has a shit ton of politics baked into its DNA, which is, of course, the immigrant experience in general, right? Obviously, Benito is not an immigrant, but like that is what the experience of being a non-white American actually is, where every aspect of your existence represents some form of resistance, whether it be the historic anti-colonial resistance or whether it be the ongoing resistance towards white supremacy and things of that nature. So that's why it's in a way it's very beautiful. I think it's cool to be able to do this at the Super Bowl in a way where like Americans can watch and shake their asses to it without even some people recognizing like what the actual politics, what the actual representative politics of every aspect of this show truly is. They're like, oh, I can fucking vibe with this. Like that is most people's takeaway from this, right? They're like, oh yeah, hell yeah, okay, I like this Benito guy, this bunny guy. He's making me shake my ass like I never did, okay? And yet every part of this is slammed with symbolism, slammed with resistance, slammed with like the experience of both like immigrants and the anti-colonial struggle. He's able to get away with it because most people, one, don't speak Spanish, two, don't understand all of these different notes. And that's just kind of how it is. You're being the chronically online white Reddit friend from the video. Dog, I'm a political commentator. What the fuck are you talking about? What do you mean the chronically online white Redditor? I'm a Turkish American who literally talks about these sorts of things as a part of my fucking job. And I'm explaining it to my fucking audience who may have not caught on to some of the fucking subtle and some of the not so subtle political messages baked into this fucking show, and then reflecting it back to the experience that the experience that like migrants go through in this country, like the transformation that they go through. The fuck's wrong with you? I will say, I gotta point this out, but it's official. One, woke is obviously back in spectacular fashion, but not only is woke back in spectacular fashion, and this is like the death blow to anti-woke, the wokes have also taken ownership over marriage in an unexpected outcome. The wokes now own marriage as well. Because when you compare this to the most divorced halftime show, the most divorced dad halftime show of all time. There was a literal fucking wedding that took place, man. Unexpected. But there was an actual fucking wedding that took place in the woke halftime show. And in America B, they're talking about how their bitch ass ex-wife, Deborah, took the kids away. You understand me? Now the anti-wokes have dropped football. They say football is gay. They dropped beautiful women dancing and shaking their butts. They say that's gay too. Wokes now have women shaking their asses, people getting married, and American football is fucking over. What do the anti-wokes have? What do the anti-wokes have? They got nothing. They're fucked. And even Fox News had the fucking genuflect to Benito. Said love wins. The couple featured in Bad Bunny's Super Bowl halftime show got legally married during the performance. A representative for Bad Bunny says the singer asked the couple to get married on stage after they invited him to their wedding. He even served as the witness and signed their marriage certificate. What an awesome story, by the way. What a banger. I think overlooked aspect to this is that this is generational as well. Every generation of Latinos, Hispanics are represented in this show as well, down from like the different industries that they go into, the small businesses that they own. This is another like cultural institution from Nueva York, which is what we're calling it until further notice. And it's like the actual address of it as well, 244 Grand Street. There's a YouTube live stream that is a pirated YouTube live stream, but the broadcast ended due to copyright issues. Therein lies the problem with YouTube live streaming, huh? There you go. Nueva York. This is styled after the 1970s streets, New York City, if I understand correctly. The shop styles, the bodega design, the barbershop, even the fashion of hairstyles. This part is beautiful too. And no, this is not Liam. This is not the 5-year-old that was arrested by ICE. Okay, this was not the 5-year-old that was detained by ICE. I know that was like a big fake news moment for a lot of liberals. No, I mean, I don't know if he's supposed to be representative of Liam, but I think it's just young Bad Bunny. And the point here is like Bad Bunny winning the Grammys as a Spanish-speaking artist, as a musician, is going to obviously have a cultural impact on the younger generation that comes after. He's influencing them that they can also follow their fucking dreams and not have to compromise, not have to compromise on their values, not have to hide who they are, not have to hide their culture, and that they can put it on. Like, that's the obvious analog here. He's just saying, like, you know, you too can also thrive. And he's giving that award back to his young self, telling him, like, you followed your dreams and here you are at the Super Bowl. Hassan Abihez at the Super Bowl. Ricky Martin was forced to sing in English, and now he gets to sing a song about independence in Spanish at the Super Bowl. Let's go. So there's that significance there as well. Like Ricky Martin, in order to gain like mass prominence as a Spanish speaking artist, like he started off his career singing in English. Click this. Yeah, Benito handing himself a Grammy as a kid. That's so cute. And the song that he's singing here, this is yet another instance where, like, because it's in Spanish, I know a lot of people look at the songs and he's like, what do you mean? Like, oh, he has a lot of cultural undertones that he's presenting about, like, you know, getting his dick sucked and shaking ass and like having sex with women. This is an instance where, like, the song itself is the fucking a very obvious form of resistance, where the song that Ricky Martin is singing in Spanish, which is again significant, is about not turning Puerto Rico into Hawaii. This obviously is about the electricity grid of Puerto Rico. Dude, it's so fucking, this part is so nutty because, like, this is once again a major issue, and it's not just a major issue in Puerto Rico as well. I want to think about the symbolism that this has for Cuba as well right now, as the American government is literally enforcing this incredibly cruel embargo on Cuba after starving Cuba for its successful revolution against American empire. Has been starving Cuba since the inception of the Cuban Revolution. And these last months, they have decided to put the clamp on even harder. And Cuba is running out of oil as well currently. It's not even that Cuba is running out of petroleum. Cuba is being forced to run out of petroleum with Venezuela, with the Venezuelan handover, basically, the kidnapping of Maduro. Venezuela was one of the few countries in the region that was able to send Cuba petroleum. Pemex, Mexico, is the other country in the immediate vicinity that was also consistently sending oil to Venezuela. and or not Venezuela, sorry, to Cuba. And now they have almost completely run out of jet fuel. I believe in like the next 24 hours, they're going to completely fucking run out of jet fuel in general. And it is disastrous. But outside of Cuba, this is obviously very consequential. This is obviously very consequential for Puerto Rico as well. The Puerto Rican grid, if you were to read Shock Doctrine, you would get a much better understanding of what's going on in Puerto Rico. Which is yet another instance of like capitalist collective punishment upon this territory that we have exploited for years and years, for decades, and have destroyed their electricity grid. There's like rolling blackouts. This is a common experience in many Latin American countries, but specifically in Puerto Rico is it's a huge deal. Save me, Hassan. I just lost power this morning. Man, Puerto Rico was never the same after Hurricane Maria, making the already horrible electric grid even worse alongside a bunch of other nonsense. Yes. This is not subtle at all, right? Like, it's very obvious what happens. Like, Ricky Martin's song gets stopped. There is a blackout in between, and they go to the fucking electrical grid. Like, why would that happen? And there is the Puerto Rican independence flag. A lot of it is rampant corruption. No, that's just compradors. That's not like corruption in the way that like you have a bunch of people who are just like, they're getting the necessary funds, but they're just not adequately and evenly distributing the funds that are coming in. No, the corruption of that sort is one that many people outside of the periphery, many people in the periphery are quite familiar with. Compradors that advance the interests of empire, that are specifically in that position to advance the interests of empire. That's a different type of corruption. Corruption almost feels domestic. Corruption makes it seem as though this is like a domestic affair, as though they have the necessary resources, and the people that are elected into power are actively taking away those necessary resources. Puerto Rico has been actively starved on purpose. It's very different. Starved by those who are working at the behest of empire. I think this is a necessary distinction to make. Also, wait, hold on. Before we continue with this, no, this is not just a reference to post-Maria, because the Puerto Rican electricity grid was already in a state of dire disrepair, deliberately kept that way for exploitative purposes even before Hurricane Maria. But Hurricane Maria was like a devastating blow to the already crippled infrastructure of Puerto Rico, something that I've covered extensively in the past on this broadcast. The issue here is not just about Puerto Rico either. The issue here extends to the Dominican Republic. The issue here extends to rolling blackouts experienced in many other Latin American countries, many South American countries. So it's not just about Puerto Rico as well, but like that's kind of the point of this entire this entire story, is that there is this united, shared experience in many South American countries. The Caribbean is the West Bank of America. Hi, Kirk. Family is St. Lucian. He said Haiti too. No, he did. I think the only country he forgot to say was Suriname. Bad Bunny carried the ball for more yards than the Patriots. You skipped the kid on the wedding chair moment. Yeah, there's a bunch of stuff that I didn't like fully dive into in the beginning. This is a pretty powerful statement. It was beautiful. The reason why I think it was beautiful, he said Guyana, yeah. He forgot Belize. The reason why it's so perfect is because it has something for everybody. Okay, if you're a white guy with maybe some conservative opinions, you watch it and you're like, man, this is good. I can bob my head to this. Okay. I'm not talking about the weird whites. I'm talking about the normal whites. Okay. There's a distinction there. The normal whites watch this and they go, okay, this is kind of fun. This bunny guy, he's got some hops. The weird whites obviously are going to get mad because they have to get mad, but that's I'm going to get to that part, the hog analysis, in a second. But the normal whites will be like, oh, this is good. Even if they themselves are, somewhat reactionary, somewhat conservative, they got something in there. They don't look too deeply into it. But if you come from any sort of like South American background or origin, if you come from a Hispanic background, Latin American background, there's a lot of cultural undertones here that directly speak to you. But it's sheltered by the fact that it is being delivered. It is being delivered in Spanish. So that's like they don't see it. If you pronounce the H in white, there was nothing for you in there. Obviously, we're going to talk about the weird whites in a second. Like this one was 600,000 likes. It's fucking crazy because there's always a weird white in there somewhere, right? This final piece where he talks about America is not America in the way that, us here in the United States understand America, but America, the continent, both North and South America. So it's this beautiful tapestry. It hits all the angles, and it has this like uniting message at the end of it. Obviously, I'm not going to be one of those guys who's like super woke and then be like, wow, it doesn't hit hard enough against like the one country that's kind of played a formative role in keeping down every other fucking country here, including Puerto Rico, even though that is mentioned throughout the entire process, because that is a part of your history, that is a part of your culture, that is a part of your existence, your ongoing existence, and the generational trauma that you have withstood. Should have burned the U.S. flag. Yeah, like I said, no notes. It's fucking fantastic. It's awesome. It's got something for everybody. Woke is fucking back. As a Sigma White, I do not bop my head to the style of music. It is far too energetic and noisy for my superior taste. However, I do enjoy the complex political messaging and subtle hints to anti-colonial movements. My superior intellectual capabilities enjoy a layered presentation. Hell yeah. He even mentions Canada a single time, which is all we ever need. Yeah, he even does Canada. Speaking of weird whites, this is my favorite type of weird white. The schizophrenic weird white. New video of Bad Bunny looking visibly shook as he's trying to leave the Super Bowl, pausing to look back several times with visible concern in his eyes. You'd swear he saw the devil himself and was terrified. Afterwards, he was abruptly deleted his Instagram account with 51 million followers. Well, the first point scored in the game was a 33-yard field goal, so there's that.
Benito, how was it out there? How was it? That was great.
Have you seen them talking about the hand signs? No. Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Benito, he's being pursued by the devil because he did devil worship in that halftime performance. Yeah, before you laugh, remember that guys like that do vote, and they love voting, and they will continue voting for the most reactionary position. Just want to point that out real quick. But continuing along with the weird whites, here is another one that was that went to the Super Bowl, paid like 5 bands for a ticket, paid like 5 bands for a fucking ticket, and then did this shit. Like, imagine getting done up, doing your makeup, bringing your fucking friend with you. So that's 10 bands, right? That's 10 bands for the tickets. And you're in the fucking nosebleeds. And during the fucking historic halftime performance, you voluntarily choose to put earbuds on, connect it to your fucking iPhone, and watch the pre-recorded dog shit Turning Point USA Charlie Kirky halftime show, which we all know Kirk wasn't watching, okay? He was looking up, watching the Super Bowl halftime show, shaking his ass, okay? He was watching Benito. Let's be real. But it is spectacular watching the American halftime performance of the Super Bowl instead of Bad Bunny. Incredibly performative, okay? Incredibly fucking performative. Imagine sitting through that goddamn traffic alone, paying $100 for a parking, to be able to park next to the fucking stadium, walking for like 45 minutes to an hour, getting there, sitting through the Super Bowl, getting to the halftime show, trying to turn on with the dog shit Wi-Fi slash, not 5G, but probably like 3G edge at that point, stadium service with thousands of people around you, putting the fucking earbuds in and being like, hey, telling your boyfriend, gesturing to your boyfriend, it's time to film me. It's time to film me having the best time of my life. And you know she chose the wired earbuds because if she put the fucking regular AirPods in, then people might not know that she actually was fully connected to the song or fully listening in. You are a fucking clown. Please film me doing this thing. You can't boycott something you're already attending, you dumbass, says this person who got 600,000 likes. She got Czar Bomba ratioed. Yeah. This is what Zach Bryan said. Said he thought it was cringe too, lol. Zach Bryan on the Turning Point USA halftime show. I don't care what side you're on. A bunch of adults throwing temper tantrums in their own halftime shows, embarrassing as hell, and the most cringe shit on the planet. Yep. What the fuck happens to you? Boy, you turned into a Hollywood sellout bitch quick. You were my favorite artist. Now you're nothing but another dumbass out of touch elitist. Shit happens quick, homie. Awesome. And one of the things I obviously love about all this shit, for the record, last thing I want to mention about this is that while all of this stuff is happening, while we're celebrating Latin American culture, we must remind ourselves, hate to be the fucking woke guy here, but we do have to remind ourselves that the American government is currently forcing the hand of every Latin American country that has ever offered aid to the island nation of Cuba to stop sending oil, and that the island nation of Cuba is running out of oil. We are starving Cuba. We are actively starving Cuba.